let's proceed on the second segment of the class. The first thing is that what are the skills involved in legal content creation? What are the skills that you should possess for you to be able to create legal content creation effectively? You cannot just wake up one day and without having some skills that you possess for you to be able to effectively create that thing. There is no way. It can't be done. You can never be able to do it. It's like you want to put something on nothing. It can never stand. And according to Lord Denny, in the case of Macross UAC, all of us know that case. It is a very notorious and popular case. My Lord says you can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. It can never stand. Ex nihilo nihil fit. You can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. And that is why you must possess some skills for you to be able to create legal content. If you don't have all those skills, you cannot be able to create effective legal content. The first one is that of legal research. You must possess high accuracy legal research skill, because everything that you want to do starts from research. In legal content ecosystem, everything that you want to do starts from research, because there is no, think about it, there is nothing that you want to do, you must start from it. So that is the reason why you must have legal research skill. You must be able to embark on legal research, a deep legal research, for you to be able to have accurate information that you will now transform into content that you want to put out to your audience to consume. You don't want to be feeding your content, you don't want to be feeding your audience with half-baked content or okay. Please, if you can hear me clearly. I had the network break before, but if you can hear me clearly now, please let me know. I don't know who is calling me, but okay, I have network break before. Okay, thank you very much. Let's now proceed. So you don't just want to put out something out there and be expecting. You don't want to be feeding your audience with fake information about the law, with a repealed with a repealed position of law, with something that is that won't be solving their problem, but be adding much more to their problem. And that is why you must embark on a very accurate and deep legal research, and you must possess this skill. That is the first thing. So if you want to be trained on legal research, you can join my own personal class. I have a class that I'm organizing on legal research. You can reach out to my DM. I will put you through. Another one is that of legal writing skill. You must be able to write. Research is different from writing. But most, even in academics, we do join the two together, but they are different. They are different. Research is different from writing. That is why some people, research is just for you to go into the materials and look into the area of law and relate it with the real life issue that you want to use that thing to solve, and that is just it. But for legal writing, it will involve you to that is where you'll be using your command of words to explain. But in legal research, you don't need to explain. Just look at it. In legal research, it is 1 + 1 = 2. That is just it. Okay, if I slap you, can I go to jail? No. Yes. If yes, why? If no, why? Okay. If yes, because the criminal law says so. If no, because the law has been repealed. Maybe. That's just it. But for you to embark on legal writing, that is where you are, okay, according to so, if you do so, the reproduction, the formatting for the purpose of clarity, the provision of section of the so act will hereby be reproduced. All those type of things, but they are different from each other. So you must possess legal writing skill. So if you want to learn legal writing skill, you can reach out to me. I can put you through on that. Another skill that you should possess as a legal content creator is that of simplification skill. You know, most of the times when you are creating your content, though you must firstly make sure that you define your audience before you go into it. If you do you want to be talking to who is this that is using his voice to, okay, so the first thing that you must always make sure that you define your audience. If you are talking to the general public, for example, you know, the general public, there is nothing that concerns the general public with the principle of fair hearing. For example, it sounds so much technical to them. Or you are talking about the principle of fair hearing, it has two legs. We're talking about the principle of general democracy in council, and we're also talking about the principle of audio terrain pattern. What concerns the general public with audio terrain pattern and in council, you know, you cannot be, no. You have to make sure that you know how to simplify things. You know how to, and you know how to demystify legal jargons. That is another skill that you must possess as a legal writer, as a legal content creator. If you want to be put through about this, you can reach out to me. I can help you further on that one too. Then another one is that you must possess speaking and communication skills. You know, speaking skill is different from communication skill, but people usually mix it together. Speaking skill is that of one of the language skill. You know, as we have hearing skill, we have listening skill, we have speaking skill, we have reading skill, and we also have writing skill. But we're talking about speaking skill. Speaking skill, it has to do with speaking generally. There is none of us here that don't know how to speak per se. But there is difference between speaking and communication. You may be speaking sometimes and not communicating. Let's say, for instance, now, if I just switch this lecture to Arabic language now, and you don't understand Arabic language, though I'm speaking, but am I communicating? No. The reason why I'm not communicating is because you that I'm talking. The reason why you won't be able to understand what I'm saying is because, and the reason why I won't be communicating is because you that I'm speaking to, you do not understand what I mean in Arabic language. You don't understand Arabic language. I'm just speaking, but you can't hear what I'm saying. That is speaking. So for you to be able to create legal content very well, you must possess communication skill. It's very important. And that is the reason why when you're talking to a layman, don't be speaking don't give them legal bumble with legal maxim or legal technicalities or legal jargon. Speak the everyday English that they can understand. For example, now if you want to talk about the principle of fair hearing, that fair hearing, as simple as it is, many people don't know it because it sounds so much technical. But if you tell them, for example, okay, according to law, you must always hear every parties in a matter. If you hear party A, you should also hear party B too. That is what fair hearing is talking about. You see that as I've just explained to you right now, even if you are just a primary one student, you should be able to understand what I've just said now, because I'm not using any technical word or any technical jargon. That is another skill that you should possess. If you want to learn about communication skill and speaking skill in relation to legal content or in relation to law, you can reach out to me on these two. I can put you through. Another one is, this is where it gets more technical. If, for example, you are going into flyer creation, if you want to be creating flyer for your legal content, you should possess graphic design skill. It's very important. You should possess graphic design skill, because after you have embarked on legal research, and the way by which you are communicating with the people is via your flyer, through flyer. You should be able to create flyer now. At least simple flyer creation, you should be able to create it. And if you go on to all of these tier one, all of these successful lawyers page, all of these successful law firm pages, you will see them posting flyers. They are not just posting flyer. Flyer is not being generated with legal jargon. It is being generated with a skill, and that is the graphic design skill. You must possess it if you want to be publishing your legal content in a flyer form. You should have graphic design skill. If you want to learn about graphic design too, you can reach out to me. I can put you through on that one and that aspect too. Other one is that if you want to be creating videos, for example, video is one of the form of content, right? I've explained that one to you. And if you want to be creating videos, you should also make sure that you are into video editing. You should know how to create short videos, via your video editing skill. It's very important. It's very important. If you want to know about video editing skill too, you can reach out to me. I will put you through. Also, video recording. Most especially when you want to be using the camera. I can't say many people here. I know that all of you that you are joining this workshop, you are all big men. You can afford camera. How much are they selling camera? 2 million naira, 3 million naira. And it's if you are using camera to record video, forget about iPhone. Forget about any phone. Forget about any phone. If you are using camera to record and somebody is using phone to record, your own that you are using camera to record will firstly be accepted before they accept the one that is recorded with a phone. So, but if you want to use camera, you must know how to run your ways around camera, because camera usage is technical. It's very technical. You must know some basic things before you will be able to create an appealing video. So you should be able to know how to record video with camera if you want to be using camera, especially if you are just starting out there and you don't have a team yet. If you don't have a team yet, you should have a camera. You should know how to use it you should know how to use all these things by yourself. It is when after you have had your own team that the team will be helping you to do this or that, then you will now be relaxing. But when you are starting, you should know how to do all these things. Who can tell? Even as a content creator, an idea can just come. Maybe as a creative, I don't know how it happens to you, but maybe I've been in the creative ecosystem for a very long time, even since when I was in primary school. Sometimes you just wake up in the middle of the night and the idea will come, and we just pick up your pen and your book and start writing. Because at the end of the day, if you don't write it down, if you wake up in the morning, you won't even remember anything that you were thinking before. You won't even remember it anymore. And that is why every time I usually go everywhere, I go with my pen and my book, because an idea can just come anytime. I will make sure that I quickly jot it down and develop it later. So let's say you now want to create a video in the middle of the night, for example, and before morning comes, the idea might have gone. Or you have the energy to create it in the middle of the night and your team are not there. How will you be able to set up your camera and do everything just by yourself and make everything to be done? It is when after you have possessed all this skill, and this the particular skill I'm talking about right here is that of video recording skill. Other skills that you should know is that of advocacy skill. It will be a slap on your face if people see your face out there. They see how you talk about the law. They see how you express your expertise in a particular area of law. But when it comes to advocacy skill, you are weak. Or they say you should now come and address the court, for example. You are now suffering, or you are now crying, or you are now running from. Or you are now running away from addressing the court. That will be very fatal to you, because it doesn't speak good of you. That is why you should make sure that you possess advocacy skill. It's very important. Advocacy skill is very important. Okay, let's take for instance. Now, this semester, though currently in my school, we are currently sitting exam in our faculty right now. But toward the end of this particular semester, we were given an assignment in one of our courses that has to do with a practical area of law. Originally, when we are given the teamwork, the group assignment, I did not participate much more. I was just adding one or two things. I did not join the group. So most of the group members don't even know that I was part of their group. But a day before the presentation, look at it. A day before we present, I joined the group. And even the person that wanted to present before had to drop out and say that I should proceed, that I must be the one to. There was nothing that I did not say. I tried to persuade her. She did not proceed anymore. She said I should be the one to proceed. And what was the matter? It was a moot, and it was a moot. We have to present our case at the hearing in front of court, and in fact, they had to invite an external judge to come and sit over the matter. Come and see how technical it is. If I don't have advocacy skill, together with all these things that I'm doing, people have seen me as a person who usually talk about the law, and they assume that I know it. Let's now say, for example, after they have told me that I should be the one to be their group leader, to present their case as the lead counsel, to argue on behalf of the group at the moot court, I was now suffering when I get in front of the court, or I was saying nonsense when I got in front of the court, or I was just suffering, or I was crying, or I say I couldn't do it. What will that thing speak of me? That is the reason why, even upon everything that you have possessed as a skill, you must also make sure that you possess advocacy skill, because it's very important. Once people start seeing you doing it, they will be pushing you to the front. That's just it. That is the dark side of it. I can tell you this one for free. There is no group assignment that I have now. I personally, with my colleagues, there is no group assignment that I have now. It is either I'm a group leader or I'm part of the presenters. If I don't want to be the group leader, I will tell them with my action. But there has never been a day that I was in a group, ever since I was in under level, that I won't be part of the presenters. It is either I will be the main presenter, or I will be the first presenter, or I will be one of the most important part of the presenter in the group assignment. The reason for this is that they have been seeing me doing many things, and they expect me to be able to do that one too. So if you don't possess this advocacy skill of a thing, it will be very fatal to you. Don't just come and talk in front of camera alone. May be able to talk in front of people too. Confidence is part of it. You must possess confidence. As a legal content creator, you must possess confidence. So another one is that you should have a good command of English language. It's very important, because English language is the language of the law. There are many cases that have been decided by the Supreme Court of Nigeria, where the court has stated it that the English language is the language of the law. It's the language of legal profession. And that is why when you get into all these, and that is why when you get into the front of all these Superior Court of Record, you speak English alone. And even if the witness doesn't even understand English language, they will have to go and get an interpreter to be interpreting whatever the witness is saying to the court in English language. Even if the court, for example, I've been to many courts for many years now. I've been to courts in the southern part of Nigeria where Yoruba is being spoken. I've been to the court in the northern part of Nigeria when Hausa is being spoken. And I can tell you for free, for a fact, that even if the judge is an Hausa man, or the judge is a Yoruba man, and the witness is an Hausa man, let's say for instance, the judge is an Hausa man, and the witness is also an Hausa man, the witness will not speak Hausa to the judge. Wallahi, they will go and get an interpreter. Even though the judge is himself understand what the witness is saying, but they will still go and inform the service of an interpreter to interpret what the witness is saying to the court. To know how technical it is, to know how to help you to know how very important English language is in the legal profession. You must have a good command of English language. So that will accompany your skill as a legal content creator. You must have it too. Don't just be saying Polish English just because your video will be edited. Wherever you make mistake, it will be cut out in your video, or maybe it will be reviewed when you are writing your article, or it will be reviewed when you are writing your content, when you are writing your when you are creating your flyer, or it will be reviewed when you are putting out it will be cut out when you are putting out your audio there, and everything will be perfect. If everything is perfect on content, make sure that you are also perfect too. Now I'm in front of you. We are doing live videos. If I don't have good command of English language, I'll be able to come in front of you upon everything that we have been saying before. Even though I make mistake, it is not English language is not our mother tongue. English language is not our mother tongue. We all learn English language. We are also improving on it every day, and that is the reason why you must also make sure that you learn it. You must make sure that you know it. You must remember that you have a good command of English language, and make sure that you develop it every time, because every time you'll be required to speak English language, especially if you are in the legal ecosystem. You'll be required to speak English language every time. So, another one, which will be the last one that I will explain to you under this aspect is that of you should also make sure that you run around your ways about some live streaming softwares. If not because of my studio that have an issue right now, I should be in the studio right now explaining this thing for you. And there is no way you will be in the studio without you using some live streaming software. So you will make sure that you get your head around some live streaming softwares that will be helping you to put out your publication out there, especially if you are going into live streaming. Now, the last aspect of it is that of distribution and publication. Sometimes, or maybe every time. Okay, let me use my own myself for example. For example, now I have embarked on legal research. I've critically think about it. I've used my legal research to solve an issue that I want to put out there. I've written it. I have reduced it to a flyer, for example, or I've made it to create a feed. I've used it to create a video. The next thing is for me to put it out there for people to see it, because if people don't see it, what is now the essence of me going on all those or embarking on all those all those issues that I've put myself to? And that is why this aspect is also a very important aspect of digital content creation, that of distribution and publication aspect. So you to think about it. This aspect of what that you want to be putting out there, what platform will you be able to use to be able to effectively reach out to your target audience? For example, now I can tell hello, can you all hear me clearly, please?
Sure.
Hello, can you hear me clearly, please? Anybody hear me over there? Hello, can you hear me over there, please? Hello, who can hear me, please? Okay. Sakina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That means I can proceed because I can see many hands up too. Yes. Let me proceed. So, after I've created everything, after I've labored to create everything I want to create, if I don't publish it out for people to see it, to access it, to consume the content, it's of no value. It has no utility. It is useless. And that is why I must make sure that I determine the kind of distribution platform I want to use. Is it social media that I want to use, or a blog that I want to use? If it is social media, for example, is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Or is it Thread? Is it X, which is otherwise known as Twitter? What kind of distribution platform I want to use? For example, now if you want to talk about some specific area of law, for example, I think going on Facebook will address it much because of the kind of people that are on Facebook. And sometimes you may want to put out some idea, and the perfect area that the perfect social media handle that will disseminate the information effectively might be LinkedIn. For example, if you want to talk to planners, professional people, for professional, for example, you have to go on LinkedIn. If you go on LinkedIn, you'll be able to meet the CEOs, the CEOs, the secretary of companies, founder of companies, corporate bodies, organizations, NGOs on LinkedIn. They are there. That is a perfect area to the perfect social media handle to distribute some certain content. So when you have created all these things, you should make sure that you determine what kind of area that you want to what kind of social media platform or what kind of distribution platform that you want to use in distributing your content. And you should also make sure that you determine and you know, is it to come out as a text, as a flyer, as an audio or as a video. You should also make sure that you determine all this every time when you are creating your legal content. I would like to stop here for today and now entertain question. If you have any question, please bring it further. Let us have it. Thank you very much for having me.